Peter Gray from the AU Review in Australia. Hello, Emma.
Hey, Peter, nice to see you.
You too. I'm just going to quickly say, as a Scream fan, thank you very much for getting Matthew and Skeet in the movie again.
It's so exciting. Oh my gosh.
I'm sure, like, obviously can't say too much, but yes, it was very nice when the news came in and the photos came in, and I was like, yep, I'm here for it. So thank you.
Amazing.
I know with Five Nights at Freddy's, like obviously fandom is famously passionate and analytical. I guess did any specific piece of fan like feedback or theory from the first film like inspire creative changes for this one?
I think one of the biggest things that we were listening to going into the sequel was that a lot of fans, horror fans in particular, really
Mm,
wanted this one to be even scarier. And I think we really delivered on that. And part of that was, I think, going to happen naturally because there's a big scale up of the amount of animatronics.
mm.
But also it goes to a tonally darker place in the sequel, which I think is really fun and an expansion of the world.
You know, Five Nights fans are passionate, horror fans are very, very passionate.
Yes.
So you've got a lot of like, few fingers and a lot of pies there. So it's good to know
Spot
that
on.
everyone can listen to.
Yep.
And we and I know that you've said that this film includes like more Easter eggs and like layered storytelling. I guess like how do you decide off the fan theories? Like how do you decide which fan theories or I guess game lore to honor versus what to interpret cinematically?
Yeah, I mean, so much of that is really something that I collaborate on with Scott Cawthon.
Mm,
Um, he has so far really expertly helped create the blueprint for these adaptations that I think take the right balance of lore and also kind of new story that we're bringing to the films,
mm,
um, and and then weaves them together. So, you know, we're all pushing. Everyone who's working on the film is pushing every day throughout prep, throughout production, and then throughout post to figure out as much fan service as we can incorporate into these films. But at the
mm,
end of the day, it also has to be about people that you feel invested in and emotionally, connected to.
mm.
So it's really both.
And going off, like the fact that like the first film to now, like, and you were talking about adding more horror and things like that. I guess like, did you learn anything about what tone of fear resonates most with audiences? Like, was there something from the first film that you go, okay, I'm going to carry that to the second one, or I'm going to change that around because I know what sort of works more, sort of thing.
Carrying the tone of the first one through the second one, even though we knew the second one was gonna be, expanding and building into a bigger scope, was
Yeah.
super important because I think going into a sequel, can easily step into a landmine of just abandoning what worked about the first one to begin with,
Yeah.
and if it didn't feel like an authentic, kind of revisiting of the people and the spaces that we really got to take in the first movie, I think that would have been a mistake. So it was great to do that alongside the cast and really
Mm,
figure out where those characters um, not only had been in movie one, but where they had been in the about year and a half time since the first movie ended and since we picked them up in the second movie. Um, and really gut checking that their arcs in the second film were working, especially in relation to the lore and in relation to all the animatronics.
yeah.
Um, so I think it feels like a really great thread through both movies. It is bigger, it is scarier, and it is an action-packed ride, so it's quite exciting.
No, because I went into the first one like I was like I didn't know the games, I didn't know any of the background, so I just watched it as a movie, and it was really great that it was made for people that hadn't sort of had any
Mm,
idea of what was going on, but obviously people that did know it was for them as well. Like, it was just really nice to walk into something and be completely surprised, and then to know that it was so successful, because I'm like, people going to the movies, we love it, we get a sequel, and now we get, as I said, we get Matthew and Skeet. I think Megan Fox's voice is in there. I'm like, I'm very, very excited. So
Oh,
thank you so much for making a fun movie that we all just need to see right now. So thank you so much.
oh man, thank you so much.